forget to add our little spoiler warning.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Getting there. Nobody's in here.
Well, I'll discuss that.
Did we just
Sorry.
not do it?
Let's
just
go. Here.
We just smack our
Here.
palms. Welcome to Books We Never Read.
I'm Nicole.
I don't understand.
Oh, except for this, we have. It's been so long since you've won. Nicole. You're Jason. And tell them what we're talking about today. I forgot.
And today we are discussing all of The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune.
Indeed.
Do you remember the rest of it?
Shoot.
Because you always do this part.
So, if you haven't read all of The House in the Cerulean Sea, there we go. We recommend, and we do recommend, that you go read this book and then come back and join us on the replay. If you're joining us live, we'd love for you to chat us up in the discussion box. And if you're catching us on the replay, chat us up in the discussion box there. We have tons of books playlisted for you in the playlist section of our channel. We also need to wipe the lens, I think, on the camera. We have tons of books playlisted for you in the playlist section of our channel. Like tons. Like we've read so many books by this point. And we have some books that are series and, you know, continuations and some that aren't. We're on Fable. We're on Instagram, and we're really pumped to have you all here today. And fun fact, we will be missing all of the founding members of our book club today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sue, traveling. Peggy, traveling. Shelby, unavailable today. Maybe traveling.
Maybe I leave too.
So, yeah. So
this is going to be like weird and lonely. This is
yeah,
like the first times we ever did this.
Quiet.
It hasn't been like this for years.
I mean, it's like never been like this. We've always had somebody in there.
Maybe like early on.
Like when we were literally doing it by ourselves.
Yeah.
And just...
Well, even by the time we got to lives, we had people who...
Right. Well, and when so at the beginning of the book club, we just pre-recorded everything and then went live on a replay together. And so we still had people to chat with. Now we're just alone.
Crickets.
Who's going to kick out the weirdos?
Oh, me. I'm gonna do it.
So anyway, this was a lovely book.
I'd recommend this to literally everyone.
Shelby did send me a message earlier, and I think she said it scored like an 8.6 or a 9.6, like very high.
Yeah.
Very high.
Yeah.
She said it had the perfect amount of whimsy.
It's a happy little ditty. That's the way I was gonna like.
It is a happy little ditty. We've found our place. Don't you wish you were here? And like, if you're wishing you were there, then maybe that means you should go be there. And that is something that I try to practice in my life. Like, if you are unhappy with the situation, it is within your power to correct that. And you have to you're the only one who can.
Yeah. We like kind of have this rule in our house where you get to like complain about something once. And then after that.
And then I quit being a teacher.
And then, like, you have to figure out how to fix it, right? Like, you either need to change your attitude or you need to change your people, places, things,
and
whatever. Yeah.
Some fixes are easier than others.
Absolutely.
And most fixes require a bit of both, like an attitude adjustment and an environmental adjustment. And we see that in this book as well. Linus changes. He goes back to work, which I do love that he goes back, right? This is very, and I've mentioned this before, it's very Plato's allegory of the cave. He did go back and he took himself with him. He went back to work, but he brought his little picture and he said, I don't care if I'm not allowed to have this picture on my desk. I'm going to have it. And he went and he talked to severely upper management. What are they called? I think extremely. It's so funny. Extremely upper management. And he stood his ground and he told them forcefully and confidently what he felt about their role and their job and this island.
Yeah.
And because he took himself with him, he knew he couldn't stay. It was time to go back to the island. And I love that. He created his own happy ending.
There is a character that I resonate with most in this book, and it's the guy in extremely upper management that like went to the island and then chose
work.
work.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I was almost that guy. And I think about like, especially in this reading, whenever he like kind of grills him, and especially once we learn more about, you know, where he's been and all that. But sort of like that was his dream and all that. And like I have known extremely upper management in my job, and I knew them like way too early. And I remember like being like, oh man, that's what
where
I
I want to
want.
be. Yeah.
And like what a sick and twisted way to be, you know, to like, and I think, and like my job, like I enjoy most days, and like I enjoy what I do, but like the whole like city life, and like it's always raining, and the rules and regulations, and you can't have like the connection and all that, like I get that part, you know. And but then like I also resonate of course like with Linus and like choosing something, and I think the most important thing about this book is choosing. And it's sort of like a subtle theme that's not like pushed too much, but like you get that with Lucy, and like sort of Linus's opinions on Lucy. Like, yeah, sure, he's like the spawn of Satan, but you get to choose to be something else, you know. Arthur was horribly abused, but chose to be better, you know. Even extremely upper management chose to give, you know, the orphanage like another chance, and then society in general like chose to like try to like clean this up and do better. But also like we choose our family. Like you don't have to be in with the people you're blood related to, you know, and like you choose, you know, don't you wish you were here? You can choose that. And every day that you are in a situation is a day that you have chosen it.
Yeah.
On some level. That's very broad strokes. I can think of some complication cases, but like,
right,
you know,
right,
yeah,
right. Like Arthur didn't initially choose to be in that orphanage,
sure,
and to
exactly.
be abused,
exactly.
But when he was able to make his choices,
Yes.
he chose to return there and to make it something different, and even more, chose to renovate it by the end, not hold it as a museum to his suffering,
right,
but to offer it as a safety point for a new addition to their family.
I thought that was a very clever addition.
We hold on to our scars as memories, right? And it does serve to remind us that like, hey, we were strong and we can be strong again. But there is some point where you have to just put some makeup over that scar and continue forward with this new thing.
Yeah.
It can't continue to be the thing that defines you. It helps for a while. But there's just lots of great allegory in this story, and it unfolds in the back of your mind. It's not like this whole time you're like, okay, so what does this mean in reality, and what does this mean in reality? It's just a great story, but then you're like, oh yeah, like I can hear that, you know, I can hear that commentary. I love Helen. I love that Helen fell in love with. You okay?
It's just
fun. Tea. Fell in love with
yeah, that was
Zoe or whatever her name was. I know.
It didn't like add anything.
But it was just like
nice.
Look what happens when you step outside your life.
Yeah.
You just might meet somebody wonderful, you know. And the same happened with Arthur and Linus. Now I will say I was a little worried about this romance building between Arthur and Linus, because to me it sounded like Arthur might have also fallen in love with Charles.
I think that's the case.
And so I worry that, and this just might be part of like what Arthur has to work through, but because, you know, he like had so much abuse as a child, when he does see someone who has confidence and ability and maybe a sense of some compassion, or maybe even not, you know, that he would tend to
like inappropriately gravitates,
lean into that. Yeah. But in this case, you know, thankfully that didn't work out, and he did fall in love with Linus, who is very kind and compassionate, and they build each other up. They both provide something for each other in that relationship, and that's how you know that okay, yes, this one's a healthy
Yeah.
relationship,
Yeah.
right?
Anytime we read anything that's romance, I always have criticisms of it, right? Like just every time. And it's because I'm very concerned about abusive relationships. And even if somebody chooses something, if there is some like deep dark trauma that is pushing them to that choice, how much free choice are we really exercising in this situation? Whatever.
Right.
Anyway, I do still think it's an issue. Like, yes, their romance works out because the author wanted it to.
Right.
That, however, and like it's nobody's like whatever, right? Like this could happen. But then my concern is like, oh, okay, but what if this is, but like still this is potentially an issue. And I kind of feel about that in the same way that like I feel about whenever extremely upper management was asking Linus, like, well, he could have, just killed everybody. Lucy could have killed everybody in his nightmares. And he's like, yeah, but he didn't. I'm like, yeah, this could have gone bad because like this could be a trauma thing. And like, yeah, but it's not. Okay.
Well, so I thought that too,
out.
but I also took it one step further. So could any kid.
Yes.
Just because this kid's able to do it, by thinking. The point is, take it broader. Any child not in a nurturing environment can become something else.
Yeah. And like, I don't know why I have a beef with this potential, and like I don't really, but like I don't know why I'm picking at this potential romance being rooted in trauma because ain't they all? So,
look. And again, I point back to, but they both provide positive, uplifting support for each other. They aren't enabling bad behaviors. They both catch each other at points and say, you can do better than this. You're about to go down a path that's not a good example for these kids. They have each other to help mold this into something that's helpful and healthy. Because I also was like, this is not good. Linus is in a position of authority. This seems to kind of be a recurring theme. But Linus has rejected this authority and did not initiate romantic contact until he was done with his position of authority.
That's true too.
Don't know if that was intentional or accidental, but he did. He did not exploit his position.
And this is a story as old as time of someone who is in a position.
Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella.
Everything.
Beauty and the Beast. Yes. It's just a fairy tale.
Yeah. And so like it be what it be. Yeah. And I guess it's our like. And like in the past, we would have been like, oh no, he's noble, and so he shouldn't marry her and that's the problem, right? She's seducing him for his money, and now our like modern version is like rules and regulations. So like maybe there's this like brainwashed part of me that's like, this isn't okay, but like I've been taught that.
No, but he left that building breaking all the rules, stole a bunch of files because he wanted to find out what happened to these kids. And I think that's another big theme of the story too that I really liked is, and I saw this in education, right? Like we have rules, we have regulations, we have a goal, we're teaching whatever to these kids, but there's not a lot of thought of, well, what happened later?
Right.
They passed my class,
right,
or they didn't pass my class. That's all I know.
Right.
But how were we really preparing kids to become adults? And we found out in my generation of teaching that we weren't.
Right.
We prepared them to go to college.
Yeah.
And then they failed at college.
Yeah.
They couldn't make it through. There was a systemic issue there, but we had to be blind to what the future of that was because we were just too thick in the weeds trying to get through the day-to-day. Sorry, I'm like skipping everywhere.
Do it.
As the book was wrapping up, there was just great like reflective moments, and we learned a lot of things about the kids that we didn't already know. Like the tree girl.
Her mother starved in front of her, and because they like lived in some camp or something.
And in
Yeah.
her rage, she had destroyed like everyone, and they became trees.
Yeah. That was fun.
That's really dark, but also an allegory or a lesson for like children have had to protect themselves. Some children have had to protect themselves and have had to behave in ways that are not appropriate for children because they were in situations that were not appropriate for children. And it's really important that when you're working with kids that you remember they are still developing minds. They're still developing their character. Sometimes you have to start over with them and start from scratch. I think there's a lot of like, I don't know, just a lot of good like adoption type lessons to be learned here, you know. But even our own kids, sometimes you can't control everything that happens to your kids. And sometimes your own children who are very protected and in your own home and safe experience things that that might cause them to act out in a way that is unexpected. It doesn't mean they're not still kids.
Well, I mean, like in like in her situation, she's been taught that at some point, sometimes you're in danger, and solving it through violence is the answer. And so, like, that lesson has now been learned.
Right.
And then you have to deal with that and unlearn it, right? You can't go and then, like, continually abuse that person because then what you're teaching them is like, I have a tool for this, you know?
And similar with Sal, right? He was beaten and he responded to that. So now he's learned that that's an option. And just having to work with him to learn that it's okay to be afraid, you know, but there's other ways to respond. You have tools in the toolbox. This was just a great little story. I wonder what the second one is. You know, like what it's about. Is it just the next layer of adventure? But what's the big problem? What's the big bad? Is it just more bureaucracy and red tape, or is what are you doing today?
It's part of my chair. Yeah, I don't know. It could definitely go on the list in the future.
Yeah, I'd be interested in checking it out.
I kind of want to recommend this book to people and then have them read it. And if they're like, I don't know, I didn't agree with it, I'd be like,
it's a good test for
gotcha.
What level of friends we can be, I think. Like if you didn't find it reasonably heartwarming,
right,
and lovely. I mean, it's okay if it's not like exciting or thrilling.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Because it's not exciting or thrilling, but it is kind and loving and wholesome.
Yeah.
It's wholesome. Chauncey getting his little part-time job at the hotel.
That was fun.
Oh, I'm so excited. But that's it, right? Like, and not just kids, all people need opportunities to be their best selves. And we need to be surrounded by people that help us do that, right? And it's very, like, what's the quote? Like, you are your personality or your success depends on, like, the top 10 people you hang around with. You know, that's something that we do try to teach our kids, I think. Like, don't hang out with that kid. That's a bad kid. That does not resonate. That doesn't make sense. You know, but it is a healthy thing to do to teach your kids or anybody that, like, who you hang out with affects who you are. It's not to say that you become bad, but surround yourself by people who lift you up.
Right.
People who can kind of put you in check and show you, like, hey, this isn't the best way to do this, but you have the resources over here to do it this way. You know, just be around people that lift you up and make you feel like you're home. Be around people that when you're not there, you think, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
You know? That's a pretty good rule to live by.
Yeah.
It's a great book.
Solid.
Good job, TJ Klune.
I don't have all that much to say.
I know.
Just because we don't have everybody to play off of.
We're 20 minutes in, boo.
I know. That's okay.
We can shift a little. Well, actually, okay, before we do any shifting and just kind of like start our wrap up and talking about future things or whatever, we can check the Fable real quick and just make sure we didn't miss anything. Oh, the mob.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about that. That was the big kind of culmination
Mm-hmm.
in this book. I found this to be so realistic, and sometimes I don't like it when books reflect too much of reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so we have an angry mob.
Mm-hmm.
What's your plan?
Right.
If you were to make it onto this island, what were you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
That is horrifying.
Yeah.
And that's so true.
So I agree, but I also had this thought about how there's like, I'm not sure like hypocrisy is the right word, but so extremely upper management asks Linus about Lucy's dreams, right? Like he could have hurt somebody, okay, but he didn't,
Mm-hmm.
and that's Linus's defense. So like
Mm-hmm.
we shouldn't be that worried about Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fair enough. All right, so there's this angry mob.
Mm-hmm.
They could have hurt people, but they didn't.
They threw a rock. They threw a rock at Linus, and Arthur jumped in front of it.
Right. So they could have hurt somebody, but they didn't. I'm not saying I agree. What I'm saying is that
These
right
are
here,
adults.
what I'm saying is that right here at the end, we have this like situation where like I don't think it's intended, but because I personally don't agree with Linus about the Lucy thing. Like I think Lucy's fine, whatever. I think it's a bad move to say like, well,
Well, he
didn't hurt
didn't,
somebody.
right.
Like that's
I think the better response is he's in an environment where there's systems in place
Yeah.
and they're teaching him tools to
Sure.
control this. I do agree with you there.
Yeah. Anyway, so like I do judge the mob, but I'm just pointing out that like it's like don't judge
The
him.
same,
It's
mhm.
the same situation.
I also agree with Peggy, who said that this mob scene reminded her of the mob scene in front of the jail in To Kill a Mockingbird. And if you haven't read that, you should. It's a hard read in terms of emotionally and like recognizing this part of history. It's just tough to do.
Mm-hmm.
But in this mob scene, they're about to take justice into their own hands and hang a man or lynch a man. And Atticus Finch just talks to them and starts kind of calling them by name. Like, oh, John, Sarah asked about you yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're doing okay. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, isn't your kid at home right now? Shouldn't you go? It's midnight. Shouldn't you go be with your kid? Mm-hmm. Like, calling people out and recognizing that even mobs are made of people, mm-hmm. right? Like, taking away this mob mentality and breaking it down to the individuals who make it up, that they are misguided and mistaken. Like, taking that time to sort that out. And that's kind of what Helen does. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that was great. I mean, like, but Linus has a really good point. Like, how far could this have gone if Mr. Ferryman wasn't so stingy?
Right. Yeah. And then, like, what would you have done? And you would be horrified by the the things you had done.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and mob mentality is a thing, and like we just sort of like make this super organism sometimes, and there's good reason for that, like good survival reason.
Well, yeah,
but it
sure.
gets hijacked and then reminding people and pulling people out to remind them of their individuality and like, what do you think? Mm-hmm. But also, like, this is one of those things where like people talk a big talk, and then whenever it comes down to it, like, would you really?
It's just talk.
Would you really?
Yeah. It's just talk.
And it's hard to tell when talk is just talk and when talk is a precursor to action, right? Like, that's difficult. And that's kind of what I was referencing earlier, I think. But
And Peggy pointed out after that a good quote. What's the point of living if you only do it how others want you to? Like, it's not just enough to do the societal norm. Mm-hmm. You know, you need to make sure you're doing, there's plenty of room. There's plenty of things out there to do. Mm-hmm. So make sure you're doing the thing that's meaningful to you.
Yep.
And makes you glad to do it.
Well, and like, what if the societal norm is unhealthy?
Right.
And in so many ways, I think a lot of ours have become that way, you know?
Yeah. Ooh. I've never seen this part of, I'm on Fable, and there's like a milestone 2, like reflections and reviews. And I guess someone was reading it with us.
Oh, very cool. I'll have to go back and check that.
This is terrible on the iPad. It's just like impossible to look at.
We can find it later.
Yeah. Anyway, neato. All the more reason why you should join the Fable as well. It like supplements the book club.
Hey, we got a comment. Oh, we got a comment.
And To Kill a Mockingbird, Jim also well, yeah, you're right. It was Jim that did it. Or Scout, who was like, hey. It was one of them, yeah. Diffuses the mob by recognizing the human issues and role in the community. Absolutely, yeah, you're right. It wasn't Atticus that did that at all. It was the kids who was like, hey, neighbor. And it like changed the mentality there. It reminded them that they are neighbors and that the role of neighbors are supposed to look out for each other. And going back to the book, that should be the role of the mainland. Like, you see something, say something. It should be if you see someone harming these children or if you see someone in danger, say something. But we should be this community together, protecting each other and lifting each other up. Thanks for your comment. It's Cousin Howard. Hey! Yeah, through the eyes of children, truly.
Yeah. Well, and this kind of reminds me of the scene in last week's reading where, like, the girl was trying to be friends with Talia and her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, we teach kids, like, you should be good, you should play with people, and then, like, we unteach them.
Then we're like, rip them away from
not
them.
that person.
Yeah.
You know, then we show them, like, who all the others could be, you know.
Othering people. Isn't that such a thing? I know, I wondered... I kind of expected to like see that mom and kid again, to have some kind of follow up to that.
Maybe they show up in a future book.
But I mean, that's realistic too, right? Yeah. Like, you have these interactions, and sometimes they're bad, and sometimes they're good, and there's not always a follow up, and there's not always a chance to go back and say the right things or correct our thinking in front of the person. So, shucks.
Yeah. 5-star. I had a good little time.
Tell us how you rate your books. Just 1 out of 5. Or is it different? Like, if it was a Goodreads rating, you'd do 5?
Yeah.
Aw. That's great.
5-star. It was good. I enjoyed it. Wow. It made me happy. What we read last? Oh, yeah. I needed this.
Was Yesteryear the last thing we read? That feels so long
it does feel
ago.
So long.
And y'all, like... I'll just be driving and something from yesteryear, something horrible from yesteryear just like punches through my brain. And I'm like, when will I detox from this novel? So right before the show, I saw something interesting. People are labeling yesteryear as rage bait literature. And I didn't like click on it and I didn't look into it because I felt like that was like a clickbait thing. I think it's rude to label something as a novel like that as rage bait. The whole point of reading and writing and whatever is to point something out, to help people see things in a different way. I loved yesteryear. I also hated yesteryear. That's a sign of a really well-written book. That it can make me examine myself and make me self-conscious about my own actions, make me like aware of what I'm consuming on social media and even like what we're putting out.
Well, like I'm just thinking now about like all these classics that are probably rage bait.
Jane Eyre, rage bait. Wuthering Heights, rage bait.
Come on. Yeah, that's dumb.
Shakespeare, rage bait.
That's crazy. I mean, and like, could somebody write a book just to like try to rally you up? Yes, sure. But yesteryear had... If you're not sure if yesteryear had something to say, go back and watch our first episode, right, about yesteryear.
Right.
Yesteryear had a good critique before it went off the rails in the best way possible.
Yeah. But I mean, like, shoot. I mean, like, think about all the satirical authors and writers that have been out there. Like, I just hate the word rage bait, but that was the point.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point of art.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm just going back to like To Kill a Mockingbird.
Rage bait. Right?
Come on.
And then even
that's just lazy.
The subsequently published work, Go Set a Watchman, super rage bait. You had half the people saying this should never be published. He never intended for this to be published. And half the people saying this is the appropriate follow-up to the book.
Yeah. There is such a thing as rage bait, but it's I think it's like specifically. I'd have to think about this. I've not thought about this a lot ever before just now. But it'd be something that like engenders engagement by making you upset, and that's not really what books do, because books don't profit necessarily from engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Not really, so not in the same way. A little hungry.
Is House in the Cerulean Sea rage bait?
Never. No, not at all.
Go Set a Watchman shattered my world.
I've never read that.
So we tend to like view Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird as the hero, right? He was a man who stood up for people who had no one to stand up for them. But Go Set a Watchman brought a little more reality to the situation. Like, when you just read To Kill a Mockingbird, you think, here is a man in a racist time who is not racist. Go Set a Watchman provides an additional filter to that. He was racist because he was a man of his time.
Sure. Yeah.
But he did the right thing because he was a lawyer. And he just did what he was supposed to do as an attorney.
Right.
And it takes away that one little hope we had that there was one man who stood up and, and both can be true, right? But it's just hard to see that reality of like, here's someone that I really looked up to, and here's someone that I thought, this is a stand-up guy that does the right thing, but like he was just
he can do the right thing and still be
bad. I mean, like, not bad,
still be
human, and still have ideals and ideas that now we can look back on and be like, gosh, that's jacked up.
Yeah.
But like, this is the way that we look back at all kinds. Look at
like the founding
every
fathers and
memorial
like
and every biography and everything we ever read. We think like, gosh, what a great guy. He founded this country. And you're like, oh my gosh, he had kids with his slaves and then didn't give those kids any money, rights, land, nor the women. Like, it's very complicated, as people are.
Yeah.
But Go Set a Watchman really, I cried through the whole thing because it just shattered my world in a great way. This is why we read.
Yeah. Like I think I like things like that. I don't like when my heroes are just like good people. Like, I just find that very annoying. And whenever there's like a truly good person, I want them to die at the end. Because like that's how it ends up. Because like you're making the right choice all the time, usually over your own survival, And there's an element of groupthink that's about survival, and that's fine and normal, but like we gotta be aware of that and then think about like how does that impact the survival of others, and like is this for real, because we're not really in danger.
But I mean, this is the point of literature.
Yeah.
Is to help expand your world, to help you live vicariously through other people. You can think your way through so many different scenarios and so many different responses to triggers because of what you've read. Even if you can't leave your house, reading can expand your world.
It's like a little vaccination.
It's great, yeah.
You get to have a little exposure to a situation before that situation potentially ever arises.
Yeah. So that's so we veered a bit from, the actual discussion of the book, but still all good stuff. And I was going to say we could talk about the Odyssey a little bit if we wanted to, but we don't have to.
Let's talk about the next book.
Okay, so our next book is, I keep calling it the wrong thing. Hold on.
It's on Instagram.
Okay, please don't start talking. Not you, the iPad. Everybody else talking about the iPad. Let me look at my library. Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaghy. I keep wanting to call it many other Dark Shores, but not Wild is the one I keep forgetting. So that's our next book. It'll be split into thirds like most of our books are, as far as I know. And it's an easy split. It's 75 chapters, so we'll do 25 each week.
And we should put out a short just to announce it.
Okay.
We can put the split in there, and we can put it in Fable just to make it easy for the folks.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're very excited. It's gonna be a little different. Probably.
Yeah, it can highly recommend it.
But again, about an island. We're on an island.
We're on a theme. I know. You know what? One year we were on a fungus theme. Now we're on an island theme. Whatever.
That was this year. I think that was this year.
Was it all this year?
It might not have been.
I don't know. No, that was last year.
Cool.
We don't know where our seasons start and stop anymore.
Doesn't matter. It wasn't real.
That wasn't real.
We just keep on trucking.
So, anyway, we appreciate everyone for playing along and reading with us and chatting with us. Always, if you have book recommendations, there is a permanent spot on the Fable for you to recommend books, but you can also always drop them in the comment section of the video. We love to get recommendations. That's how we choose almost everything at this point. Mm-hmm. I have no thoughts anymore about books I want to read. I just hear what you want to read and pick that because it's too much pressure. The one time I went rogue and picked something, it was terrible and I couldn't finish it. So anyway, we'll post a short about the next book, breaking that syllabus up. The lives are already posted, so you can make sure you subscribe to that to get alerts. I got a lovely alert about 30 minutes before this one started. I know, I never get alerts about our own channel.
Nice.
So that was great.
Maybe I'll update thumbnails today.
Oh, I'm so fancy.
Because I'm behind.
It's all good. I mean, why bother? Because YouTube never uses the nice thumbnail. It finds a picture of me going...
1, 2, 3, thumbnail shot.
Picking my nose or something.
You didn't do it.
Oh, good. Hopefully I look pretty and you look goofy.
All right.
All right. Anyway, happy reading.
Thanks for being here.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.